grab a link. Do not wait. Stop staying half-baked. Stop getting the hidden cost of half doing everything. Let's clean up your business operations in one high impact day and one high impact call. And let's get you back to loving what you do. Welcome to Inspiration Contagion, where we spread inspiration one story at a time. I am your host, Holly Jean Jackson. Each interview spotlights transformational business leaders, their stories, challenges, and advice for how you too can lead yourself and others through inspiration. Learn how you too can achieve peak performance, build more revenue, and lead the legacy you were meant to lead. I am here to talk to you about the hidden cost of half doing everything. When we half show up for things, or we are fooled into believing that we can jump from one thing to the next, which is called multitasking, we are draining our energy and we're utilizing or really misusing our brain power, because our brain only has so much decision-making power in a day. And when we're disorganized and we're trying to do things that are using the left brain versus the right brain, and we're switching between tasks back and forth throughout the day, we exhaust ourselves much faster. And why is this so important for business owners? Well, the task switching is actually costing your revenue potential. Imagine if you were incredibly smart and wise about organizing your day, and you had specific times of the day for creative writing and creative anything. You do all your creating in specific pockets and days of the week. And then you do your administrative work at specific times. And you remove all distractions, and you get that one thing done and the next thing on the list. You save and protect that brain power so much. And this matters because ultimately the business owner, founder, CEO, and particularly your business representatives that are doing business development, it really matters that they have space and capacity for super thinking time. Because when we're super thinking about strategies that will work for the business instead of being in the business or on the business, we think of the big ideas that move the needle when it comes to revenue. We want to be super thinking about revenue generators. And when we drain our brain on all of the less important things. They're important, administrative things matter, but I don't want the superpower of the business owner being wasted on that. This is why it's also really important to do what we call an efficiency audit. This is where a lot of times we work with business owners and they find they need to hire that next person or replace some of their inefficiencies with automation or standard operating procedures. So we'll ask them questions like, what things do you hate doing the most on your schedule? But they're necessary evils of owning a business. What things are you doing that are repeatable and you could easily train somebody else to do this, but you don't like doing them? In fact, you find yourself procrastinating on doing them. What things are necessary in your business, but it feels like you would rather cut your arm off than doing it? Why the heck aren't we outsourcing that to someone else on your team to protect your brain decision-making power, your superpowers, your zone of genius, to focus on the things that got you into your business in the first place? The answer is most people are just afraid to do it. They don't see their blind spots. They don't know how to hire that person. They don't know what they would outsource first. And that's why we do efficiency audits. And that's why we work with business owners to create that job description, to create those KPIs or key performance indicators, to create impact filters so that they have the tools and assets that they need to effectively, efficiently hire that next person on their team. Because I hate to tell you, nobody in school taught us, here's the recruiting manual 101 for hiring the next person. It doesn't exist, even if you have an MBA. There are certain things they share with us, but you're not really built to be a recruiting expert in business. And it's likely not why you went into business. So take some of the pressure off Instead of doing the DIY magic and putting that little Band-Aid on your arm and going after the next thing, consider outsourcing or hiring an expert to help you with that. Consider working with us to help you do an efficiency audit. Consider working with somebody who can help you hire that next person. And more than anything, stop overbooking yourself and overscheduling yourself and fooling yourself into believing the false misnomer that you can multitask. Multitasking is draining you, and likely you're feeling burnt out earlier in the day the more multitasking you do, versus when we're in a state of flow, we have continuous energy, we lose ourselves in the day, and that's where the magic happens. The more we can intentionally create a state of flow by how we schedule our time, how we use our time, and how we stay in flow and protect our precious time, will be the difference between a business owner who not just survives but thrives past year 7 and a business owner who doesn't make it past year 1 or year 2. And it also is the difference between a business owner who's working with their perfect matched clients and creating the legacy they want to be remembered for, versus the folks who really have created a job for themselves and they hate their boss. Guess what? They are their boss. The mismatch is when we don't stay in our state of flow. We don't know when to outsource. We don't know what our blind spots are. We lack efficiency. We're stuck in this camp over here of, not making it past year 2, feeling burnt out, feeling like our boss is the worst, not remembering why we got into business in the first place, versus over on this side of the fence, we are protecting our brain power. We are outsourcing. We are finding those efficiencies. We are asking an expert to come in and get rid of some of the stuff that's overwhelming and overburdening the business owner and the visionary of the company who's ultimately steering the ship so that they are successful and building something that works for their clients, for their culture, for their employees. And that is where legacy comes from. Stop trying to half do everything. And when we're multitasking, that's what we're doing. We've all been there. You're on the phone with somebody, you can hear in their voice that they're not paying attention. You hear them typing in the background. You hear them yelling at their dogs or their children. You hear them spacing out. They're not responding because they're not with you. I want you to be fully present in your business so that you can be successful and thrive past year 7, past year 20. Create a legacy you can pass on to your children, your grandchildren. Create something that is for this world that helps us heal and become better and thrive. That happens when you stop showing up half-baked, half-doing, and you're creating a state of flow and protecting your time and your energy and staying in your zone of genius. My challenge to you today is stop task switching, stay focused, block schedule your time so that you're in a state of flow, and then outsource what you don't love doing. Outsource what you're not gifted at doing. Outsource the thing you're procrastinating on. And if you need help, we'd be happy to do an efficiency audit with you and plug those gaps and help you pave a way forward and build that roadmap. I hope that this is empowering to you. I hope this broke down this myth that multitasking is possible and powerful. It is not. Flow is where the miracles, magic, and power and revenue happen. Get into flow and protect it forever. All right. I wanted to also help you, give you a friendly reminder. I like to open up some 15 to 30 minute efficiency review calls for the first 6 people who book something. So please look in the link below. If you're on YouTube, it's in the comments. If you're on any of the other players and the platforms, it's in the show notes. Grab a link. Do not wait. Stop staying half-baked. Stop getting the hidden cost of half doing everything. Let's clean up your business operations in one high impact day and one high impact call. And let's get you back to loving what you do. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for joining the show today. I hope you were inspired. More importantly, I hope you take action. If the show inspired you, I ask that you subscribe and share it with your network. Let's spread inspiration together today.